Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio. We're going to go to a news conference that is about to begin in Williamson County with Williamson County Judge Bill Gravell, as well as County Commissioner Russ Boles, and two other lawmakers, U.S. Congressman John Carter and Terry Wilson, who is a state rep in that area. Let's listen in as that news conference gets underway after Monday's tornadoes left a lot of destruction in communities in Williamson County.
Visit a couple of areas and see some of the damage. We've still yet personally to get up to Gerald, but after this press conference we'll be going up that direction. I'll get into some of the detail of what we do know and what we can share with you, but first I want to introduce our U.S. Congressman, and he has some really important news that he's been working on to help our folks in Williamson County. Congressman Carter.
Well, first let me say I'm really, really proud of not only our government in this county, but I'm proud of our people in this county. I mean, everywhere we went out in the country, volunteers were already there, helping those people. I guess only in Texas that would happen. I assume it is anyway. We talked to the mayor today, hundreds of people want to help in Round Rock. My voice gets out on me when y'all point cameras at me. But seriously, we should be very proud of the government. We have drafted a letter. When we reach the right point, every member of the Texas delegation, Democrat and Republican, will sign that letter following the direction of our governor and of our counties to submit for federal assistance. Right now we're waiting and watching, but we've got a real disaster on our hands, and we're lucky nobody died. I want to tell you one little story. That same trip over there where the house was blown away. 5 people under the stairs, 2 of them a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old girl. And they held on to them. The wind took them and kept them safe. And the little girl, 3-year-old, said, I could fly. I could fly, but I beat the wind. I beat the wind. We didn't lose those little girls. Mainly because we had a warning, as the judge said. Thank you.
I want to again just reiterate our gratitude to the local media. We've heard countless stories from residents and homeowners who took shelter because of the warnings that were put out on television. I know for this county judge that I knew that Williamson County was in trouble when I saw live coverage of a tornado flying over the 45-35 intersection in the direction that it was going. My heart sank, and I began to change clothes because I knew that the work would begin in our county. I want to give you a bit of an overview of what we know so far in Williamson County and remind you that there are a lot of things that we still don't know. First of all, we know of at least 2 tornadoes that we're tracking in Williamson County. One started, according to the National Weather Service, at the 45-35 intersection flyover, and it proceeded on a northeasterly direction, going in front of Kalahari, behind Kalahari, and in the process striking hundreds of homes in the Round Rock area. That same tornado crossed over 79 and ultimately ended up in the Granger area. The path of that one particular tornado, we believe, was over 24 miles long. The National Weather Service will determine if it was a continuous tornado on the ground the entire time or if it went up and then came back down. The second tornado that has been confirmed was in the Gerald area that was northwest of Gerald on the ground for a path of over 11 miles, 11.81 miles. So the long line of damage and debris exist in those areas. At this time, as a county, with our preliminary assessment, we believe that there was somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 homes that have been damaged or completely destroyed. There are multiple businesses that have sustained damage, some minimal, and in at least one instance of a business that we know, that we saw, where the roof had collapsed. I would remind you that we look back at even those sheer number of homes that have been damaged and the lives and the people that have been displaced. And I would just simply say this and remind you again, there has been no reported loss of life. In fact, our EMS system that transports in emergencies transported no critical or major care patients as a result of either of the tornadoes. There may be other tornadoes that are reported in the days ahead from this storm as the Weather Service continues to look at that. I'm just so proud of our cities. Commissioner Boles will speak some in just a moment, but the city of Round Rock and Mayor Morgan and their city manager, Lori Hadley, they're just amazing people. They are on the ground and doing everything they need to help with the citizens there in Round Rock. We had a chance to spend some time with the mayor of Granger that the commissioner will speak some about as well too. And then later this afternoon we'll meet up with Mayor Bush and Gerald and look at that area. I want to say to the residents of Williamson County this: there are still several of you without power. Maybe as many as 5,000 homes right now in Williamson County still without power. I would just say to you, be patient. The electricity may be off at your house because there's no service or there's a power line laying down in the road. Even as we were traveling to the Dell Diamond, we went through a major intersection on 79 where there are power lines down and the lights just are not working. So I would just say to our residents, let's be patient. I would also say to our residents as well that we know that you have sustained damage in your home or to your homes. In just a moment, we'll be giving you a website where we would like for you to go and report that damage to, and that begins the process of the county, the city, the county, and the state, and the federal level bringing assistance to help you. I want to remind all of us that what makes Williamson County different than any other county in Texas is how we all pull together to help our neighbor and to help our brother. What made this county judge emotional today as we traveled around to some of the sites wasn't the damage that I saw, but was the number of vehicles and the number of people that were there, neighbor helping neighbor. And I just want to challenge our Williamson County residents in the days ahead when the roads are safe for passage and neighborhoods are opened, we're going to need more of that. Maybe not today, but in the days ahead, we're going to need more neighbors helping neighbors. And I just would encourage you in this, in our community and in our region. Sometimes the greatest gift that you can give is not words, it's not money, and it's not labor. But sometimes the greatest gift you can give is just a simple hug. Today I saw a lady who I didn't know, but who knew me, and she reached up to hug me, and she just wept. And I stood there and I held her, because she's one of 609,000 people in Williamson County, and she is just as important as everyone else. Be willing in the days ahead to reach out to your neighbors that have been displaced or challenged or suffering, and offer a kind word or a gentle hug. It's a powerful tool. Commissioner Boles.
So I've had the opportunity to talk to several mayors with their towns impacted today, and they categorically say, thank you for all the outreach. And they say in the same breath, and we love it, and thank you, and please tell people thank you, but they also say it's been a little overwhelming. Mm-hmm. People with big hearts, there will be a time to volunteer and there will be a time to help. And that may not be in the next 24 hours, right? That may be in 2 days, that may be in a week. So keep your passion fresh. There will be a time that we will need all the volunteers, but it may not be today or in the next 2 days. In speaking with Mayor Craig Morgan of Round Rock, he is at their Emergency Operations Center. He is handling the calls. They are surveying the damage. It's significant in places. There are still live power lines down, and they are working to clear those as we speak. And I give great credit to City Manager Lori Hadley and Chief Banks. They have communicated, and they look like they've got the resources in the right spot. As it moved, it ended up in Granger, and we spent a good time of today in Granger with Mayor Monica Stonovich. And for those who don't know, Granger is a small farming community, and they are a tight-knit community, and they have been a tight-knit community for its entire existence. And to see the amount of people helping their neighbors, it is also overwhelming. And I want to give a big shout out to her as well. She has communicated and has been good in letting us get the right help to the right places. The other mayor that I want to mention is Mayor Larry Bush of Jarrell. I communicated with him all last night. He was out monitoring the streets with his chief of police, make sure that people were safe. And we're headed, as soon as we get done here, we're headed up to Jarrell as well. And I want to commend all those folks because they've been great leaders, great community leaders, and people need to know that they have good leaders in good spots. So lastly, as I was leaving the ESOC last night at about 1 a.m., to see the electrical crewmen staging, and I mean it was dozens, in my trip home, dozens of trucks and crews that have been working around the clock to not just get the power back on, but keep people safe. I want to say thank you to them as well. That has been a big give on them.
I want to say thank you again to Governor Abbott, not only for being here last night, but for having the TDM emergency management personnel here. I also want to say thank you to the state of Texas, Representative Wilson. We had multiple state troopers here last night helping us with home-to-home searches. And the state of Texas has just been amazing to help us. Representative Wilson, is there anything you wanted to add, my friend?
Well, the only thing I could add is thank you, Judge, thank you, Commissioner. As Congressman Carter mentioned, the people truly have great servants here. A lot of heroes out there in terms of our communities, helping neighbors. It's just unreal to see the number of folks who are wanting to jump in and volunteer right now. You know, a lot of folks right now that received damage, and I think we're going to be absolutely amazed by the sheer number of homes that have been wrecked. But at the end of the tally, but you know, the sheer volume of volunteers wanting to jump in there. But you know, these folks are going to have to, you know, bring the insurance companies in. So it's going to be a while before certain things are picked up. There's going to be a lot of tired law enforcement and first responders who've just done an incredible job. But I'll tell you, you know, y'all's acknowledgement of the media has been unreal. Some may question, you know, about the warning. The county, because of y'all and many other agencies and so forth, had the day to prepare. And to be in the middle of the rain and the hailstorms and seeing the KXAN and KVU vehicles running all over the place in the middle of the storm was absolutely incredible. And then, of course, the governor making sure that he was here firsthand with all the resources pushed forward. It makes you proud to be a Texan during this event. But thank you, Judge, and all the work that yourself and the Commissioner of Court and the first responders. Thank you.
I would like to share with you 3 websites where our residents can go for information, and I would ask all the media outlets if you could provide these through your platforms. It would be helpful. First of all, for residents that are in the city of Round Rock, almost any and all questions that you might have, you can find answers to at www.roundrocktexas.gov. And again, that's www.roundrocktexas.gov. They have a lot of resources that are there to help you. For residents within Williamson County, if you have damage or you're wondering who to contact or what to do, our county website is www.wilco.org, and on the front page splash there, you'll be able to see links that help you get to where you need to. For all individuals in Williamson County, whether you're in the city or the county, there is a website that is set up by the state of Texas where they ask that you report any and all damage. And let me say this. Maybe you're a resident and you would say, well, Judge, nothing significant happened, only my fence was destroyed. Well, there's loss that you're going to incur there. And we would ask you to take this extra step and go ahead and report that as well. The reason why, the more the damage dollars are that are compiled together, it helps us potentially to qualify for federal funds and resources. So everyone needs to pitch in and report this, the damage that they perhaps have at their home, their residence, or their business. That website is damage.tedum.texas.gov. And again, that website is damage.tedum.texas.gov. And that's the information we have for you currently at the press conference. I think we're going to take 2 or 3 questions before we step out to Gerald, if you have any questions.
First question, just speaking to some homeowners today who still couldn't even think far enough ahead of where they're going to be staying tonight. Are there any shelters or anything that you're aware of that either cities in Wilco or the county has set up that they can go to tonight?
Well, I do know this. I know that the city of Round Rock had last evening set up a couple of shelters, and I guarantee you if you go to that website, roundrocktexas.gov, it will show the shelters that are available tonight. Listen, I saw a new shelter program in eastern Williamson County I'd never seen before. I saw folks just stepping over to their neighbor's house and their neighbors inviting them to spend the night. I mean, really, local families are reaching out to local families in their community. We do have the resources available, but yeah, if a neighbor can help a neighbor, that's the best instance.
I guess what are the next steps for the inspection process, for whether it's commercial or residential, to make sure people can safely return inside homes and buildings, that was maybe damaged but maybe not destroyed?
That's really a good question, and I do want to say a special thank you to Shikange, if I can. It was her alert and caution that caused my daughter and son-in-law and our 3 grandbabies to go to their safe place yesterday. And that's just one example of thousands of people, right, that fled to their safe place because of you guys, your warnings. So the process is going to take some time. We're really in the beginning part here, right? We still have some power lines that are down across roadways. We have some places that aren't safe for the public to enter. Our challenge right now is we really have more volunteers that want to help than we have places to put them because we're still trying to make those areas safe. But in the city of Round Rock, they will go methodically through their system and through their inspections or third-party inspections to help businesses and residents get back into their places. Listen, the city of Round Rock and their leadership is amazing. Again, if you have any questions, you go to roundrocktexas.gov. Throughout the rest of the county, we do have boots on the ground all across the county doing assessments right now, and we're helping folks to move as swiftly as they can to get back into their home, their workplace, or to go back in, unfortunately, and just see what they can find that remains. Listen, we saw a lady jumping with joy when someone yelled, "I think I found your diamond ring." So when those areas
Wedding
are
ring.
Wedding ring.
Yep. Yeah. And so when those areas are made safe and we can get folks in there, simple things like wedding rings kind of make a big difference. So.
Can you say what are the top 2 or 3 hardest hit areas with the most homes lost?
That easily is Round Rock. Yeah. Yeah.
Up
Easily
and
with.
down Gatta School Road.
Yeah.
A question we were getting a lot from our viewers is just kind of more of a thinking ahead question.
Yeah.
Obviously, when tornadoes are more common in North Texas and in Oklahoma, that kind of region,
Sure.
that's something they all have are tornado sirens.
Sure.
And that's something here in Central Texas we really only have on like the UT campus downtown
Yeah.
Austin. Do you think that that's something we should kind of consider maybe going forward as we see more
Well,
severe weather?
we spoke with the National Weather Service, and we believe we already have a better system in place. And do you know what that is? Those are your cell phones, because the weather alerts and weather alarms went out quick. They went out rapidly. I think the greatest resource we have as well is our local media and our local meteorologists. So tornado sirens are certainly an option. I don't know that they're the best option for today in today's world with all the technology that we have available. Listen, I've heard more reports about I saw on the news or the warning I received on my phone than anything.
People were looking for it all day. You already started broadcasting it the day before, all day. With the sirens in particular, there's different types of systems, often requiring somebody to sit there and throw that switch. That's minutes delayed from what we can now accomplish through a phone, right? We've got somebody getting reports, somebody watching the radar, somebody that can instantaneously put that out. I know my house was less than a mile from the path, and absolutely at the right time, my phone alarm went off in my house telling me to seek cover. So the fact that we do not have any deaths with this just amazing shows that that system was effective.
Any last questions?
Can you tell us the story again of the Granger couple who saved their daughters?
Well, so that's actually a story of a county employee by the name of Sharon. And Sharon, I've heard more to that story today because she and I got to visit at her home. She was the one where they thought they found the wedding ring. And her home was completely leveled. But her niece and nephew were there with her, and the niece and nephew's mom and dad were there as well. But Sharon was there in the home with the kiddos, and when the home was ripped off, she had one child under her arm, and literally the other child was lifting up, taking off, and she grabbed the child and caught the child. In fact, I got to meet the two little girls. And you know what? And Judge, Congressman Carter, those two little girls had no care in the world. The youngest little girl, who nearly flew away yesterday, introduced me to her new baby doll that she received today as a gift because somebody brought that baby by.
Was that in Granger? Or where was it?
Outside of Granger.
It was right outside of Granger.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty amazing. She had herself covering the children in the tub, holding on to them, and moments later, it had passed, and they found themselves outside in the yard.
Yeah.
And it is that she is truly she's truly a hero.
Yep.
The house is literally just a slab. That's all it's there, just a slab. I'll share the picture with you. I'll be on my phone.
I shared with Sharon. I gave her a hug and I told her I loved her and I told her county loved her. And I said, what if God made you just for this day? She goes, you know, I thought that same thing. She said, if the only thing I've ever accomplished in my life was to save my two nieces' life, then it's been a good day. Thank y'all so much, and thank you for your patience. I know we were running a little tardy. But we're going to go to Gerald and visit there. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
Thanks for sticking with us here on KXAN Live. Will Dupree back in the KXAN Live studio as we lose that live signal from Williamson County, where the county judge just shared that at least 1,000 homes have been either damaged or destroyed in Williamson County because of Monday's tornadoes. Two tornadoes, they said, touched down, one in Round Rock that traveled at least 24 miles all the way to Granger, another in Gravell that was on the ground for a little over about 12 miles or so. So again, the county officials there said they will be going to Gravell next. They visited Round Rock and Granger today, earlier today at least, and now they are going to be headed towards Gravell to survey some of the damage up there. They did share a few websites that I want to pass along to all of you too. For those of you who live in Round Rock and need some assistance to find out what services are available, go to roundrocktexas.gov. For Williamson County, you can go to wilco.org. On the home page there is a display where you can check for information about tornado relief. And then they're asking people who have received any kind of damage, no matter if it's just a shingle ripped off your roof, or a fence knocked down, or if you lost your entire home, please report that to the Texas Division of Emergency Management. The website there, damage.tdim.texas.gov. All that information is also available at kxan.com, where all of our resources are available on our ongoing coverage about Monday's storms and the cleanup that's now ensuing. Thank you all again for watching. I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN Live Studio. We'll see you back here another time, everybody. Please stay safe and healthy out there. Take care.